is Viktoria Galitsi? When did you first realize that you wanted to be an entrepreneur? Do you remember your very first sale? Are you ready for some rapid fire questions? Welcome to the JOD Pod, a micro podcast where we interview CEOs, founders, coaches, authors, and entrepreneurs. Today, we are lucky we are joined by Viktoria Galitsi, life and career coach. Great to have you with us today, Viktoria.
Hi, James. It's lovely having you as well, and it's great being here.
Awesome. For those of us who don't know you, don't know Viktoria, who is Viktoria Galitsi?
So, as you mentioned, I'm a life and career coach. I've been coaching for probably about 4 years, starting in corporate now. And I mainly work with women and help them to find work that is meaningful, that is fulfilling, and design careers and lives that they absolutely love.
That sounds absolutely wonderful. What does that? What kind of women are you talking about? Are you talking about people that are looking to change their careers entirely, or you know, a bit stuck in their current career and just looking for a nudge in the right direction? How do you describe that?
So mainly people come to me when they, as you mentioned exactly, are stuck. So they don't know where to go. So it's either somebody who already has a successful career, whether it's in corporate, they are on management, senior management position, and they realize that, okay, I've got all of this now. I've got a fantastic career, but that doesn't really bring me any more happiness, any more enjoyment. It takes all my energy, doesn't give me any time with my family and actually to enjoy life. So I want to do something else. But what that else is a big question mark. So that's when they usually come to me. Or they're also, I work with quite a few women who come off maternity, come back from maternity leave. They have kids, they spend the time off work, their priorities shift and they look at their life differently. And so they want to work, they want to have that fulfillment from their work, want to do something else besides just being a mom, but they don't know what that is and how that something is going to fit within their family. And that's the big question. It's a lot about finding that balance, finding about how you can find the work that you enjoy, that brings you fulfillment, but at the same time, you have the time for your family, you have the time for things that are important to you.
That's so important, especially in today's age where we're all, you know, trying to figure out what the new normal is going to be. And I bet a lot of people out there are having that kind of existential crisis about trying to figure out how they fit into the world and actually what's going to make them happy for the rest of their careers. And talking to someone like you who's got a kind of framework and you know, can ask you the difficult questions maybe about how people can head in the right direction, I think is absolutely key. I think there's going to be a big uptick in this, that, you know, in the kind of support that you can help with people over the next few months.
Absolutely, and especially over the last couple of years, as we have seen, the world has changed massively, but also the people's expectations have changed. The things that they now want from work are very different comparing to something that they might have wanted a couple of years ago. But at the same time, people are, as you rightly said, again, going through that existential crisis. They are thinking, what's the point of it? Why am I doing what I'm doing? Why is it important to me? They are becoming much more aware, and that's why it's even more important right now to figure out, you know, what is the right path for me? What can I bring to this world? What impacts can I make with the work that I do?
It's interesting because when we first met, you were in corporate, I was kind of in corporate. I was still wearing red sunglasses, but we were still...
I remember those red sunglasses.
We were still doing that. But now you're an entrepreneur, you're running your own business. When did you first realize that you wanted to be an entrepreneur, run your own business?
Oh, that's a very good question. I think that happened probably good 10 years ago.
10 years, wow.
So I always, since I started working in corporate, I knew this just wasn't quite right for me. I've struggled with the fact that I have to fit within some norms. I have to do what somebody else tells me to do. And one of my values is freedom. Like, I always wanted freedom in everything, in decisions and location and time and schedule. And so it was a very difficult way kind of to work for me personally. And I've throughout the years I've tried so many different things. Firstly, when I was growing up, you know, I went through a normal education. So the school that teaches you, you know, you have to go through school, then you have to go to university to get a good job, then stay in that job for the all your life, and that's what success was all about. That's what you were supposed to do. And when I started working and seeing all these different opportunities, I realized that that wasn't the point. But nobody told me so. So by then, I've already passed that education side and I've already gone into work. So I already had the experience. I spent loads of money on education. You kind of go, do I? Do I make that switch now? I've already put so much effort into it. And I studied law. So it's not something that you just kind of go into and just switch at something. It's a lot of effort, a lot of time. And so yeah, and throughout the years, I've tried all these different things of running different businesses. I tried everything from multi-level marketing
Oh,
to selling products and running a blog and doing all these things. So it's been interesting. It's been a fantastic learning curve.
I can imagine.
Yeah, but it always comes back to the point that you need to know who you are before you know what you need to do. And for me, I think finding that entrepreneurial part for me or pathway for me, so coaching, it did took me a while, because it took me a while to discover who I am as a person without the norms of the society, without what's expected for me. What do I really want from life?
Hmm.
How do I want it to look like? What lifestyle do I want to have? And so it's been quite a journey, yeah.
That's wonderful. Do you remember how you know with these different endeavors, with these different businesses that you are running? Do you remember your very first sale, like your very first customer, and and how you found them?
Oh yeah, it was in this multi-level marketing business
Yeah.
thing, and I was selling this aloe vera products, I believe. Uh, it was horrendous. Like, I felt so awful. I felt so salesy, like I'm trying to push something on the person. So obviously, I quit quite soon after that. But it wasn't the nicest experience actually for me.
No, a lot of MLM is a bit, a bit of a strange experience for everybody involved. Really, like I've done some MLM back in the day when I had long hair, and but it does teach you a lot. Like it does
It does
teach
teach
you,
you,
and it's something
yeah.
that you can apply to yourself. But you got to remember, if you're doing anything with MLM, you're building someone else's brand. You're not building your own brand. And from what it sounds like with you is that freedom, freedom is that underlying, uh, driver for you, and actually leaning into you and being you as much as you can be, gives you that freedom, because it means that you don't
Yeah,
have to fit in other people's shapes or holes, and you can be exactly what you want to be. That's fantastic. Victoria,
absolutely.
sorry, go for it.
Sorry, just one quick question. You said, you know, that you learn a lot from MLM, and you absolutely do. But the thing is that you have to be at the right state of mind, and it has to be the right time to learn. Because when I started learning, you know, there is a lot of, as you know, there is a lot of like a team development and personal development that goes into it, and a lot of kind of your leaders talk about this mindset thing and how you need to think, and this positive positive mindset, etc. And at that time, I wasn't there. I was looking at them thinking, like, what are they talking about? Like, what is this all thing? Like,
It
it's
must have
not
sounded like a
real.
cult.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, this is just, this is not for me.
Awesome. So anyway, Victoria, what are you working on now? What's the big project?
So I have been extremely fortunate to host a wonderful masterclass with a community of amazing women here in Milan. And the masterclass was on the topic of making a meaningful career change and how to find and do the work that you absolutely love. And so what I'm working on at the moment is I'm converting this masterclass in a training to make it available for everyone. So everyone who is listening to the podcast can go and take a look at that when it's ready. It's a fantastic, fantastic learning opportunity for everyone who is looking to change careers, to make a meaningful career change. And in this training, I will give you a complete step-by-step process of the things that you need to consider when making that career change, things that you need to take into consideration and really be aware of before switching careers. So definitely come along. The masterclass will be available soon, and you can find that on their website just on the first page.
Wonderful. We'll put links to that in the show notes, not on YouTube and on the podcast. If someone's listening to this and they're thinking about having a career change, or they're interested in what you're talking about there, about maybe finding some freedom for themselves, what kind of internal monologue or internal problem are they feeling right now that would make it an absolute no-brainer for them to come along to that masterclass and to pick up what you're sharing?
So if you feel stuck, if you really don't know where you want to go, if you know that the job that you are in at the moment is not for you, that it doesn't bring you any fulfillment, doesn't bring you satisfaction, you feel like you are in a rut, literally, you wake up, you go to work, you come back, and the day starts all over again. So that is exactly where you need to come, and we will get you out of that rut and give you much more clarity than that.
Wonderful. Yeah, and I think if you're feeling like that, we'll talk about this later on. But do reach out. We'll go to that link, head to the masterclass, listen to Viktoria. She can help you if you're feeling like that, because you don't want to get stuck feeling like that for months and months and months. Do something about it.
Yeah.
Take some action towards it.
Absolutely.
Viktoria, are you ready for some quick fire, rapid fire questions?
Yes, let's do it.
Awesome. What's your favorite app or SaaS product that you use every day?
So I use Canva every single day. I think it's fantastic for all the creators, entrepreneurs, small business owners. It has so much value and it's super, super easy. So that's my go-to every single day.
Easily the most popular answer to that question. Canva, if you're
Probably,
listening and
yeah.
you want to sponsor the podcast, just drop me an email. What's your most recommended book?
Oh, I have 3. Would that be okay? So the first one is, they're all very, very different. So the first one is The Millionaire Fast Lane by MJ DeMarco. It's a absolute must read for any entrepreneur, business owner, anyone who wants to have something of their own. Really greatly done, really easy language, super, super easy read and so insightful. The second one is by a fantastic master coach, Michael Neal, and his book is called The Inside Out Approach, or Living the Inside Out. I don't remember quite exactly, but the book is it's fantastic in terms of shifting your perspective of how you look at life, and it's a great mindset book. So definitely recommend to everyone. And the third one is going to be Shantaram. So it's a fiction book. I don't remember who the author is, but it's very, very just Google it, you'll find it everywhere. It's just a book about life, about how life can be, how life can turn, about strength and resilience of the human being, and what's truly, truly important. So absolutely recommend to anyone.
I love books like that are novels, that are not like pure business books or lifestyle books, that you can read and get lost in the story and pick up ideas about. I remember when I was a little boy reading Cain and Abel by Jeffrey Archer.
Okay.
I don't know if you've read it, but it really stokes the entrepreneurial flame in me. Just reading that and listen, thinking about the stories that the characters were going through on that. But I think a lot of people don't think about novels as a way of kind of motivating people to take action. So that's interesting. I'll certainly have a look at that. Thanks for sharing.
Sure.
Who's your most favoritist YouTuber or podcaster at the moment?
So with YouTube, I don't really have a favorite one. I kind of go through motions. I just go on YouTube and find what's relevant to me at that particular point. But I think one person who I keep on coming back to is a social media and marketing expert. Her name is Vanessa Lau. She's very, very famous, very well known. I follow her since she was just starting, so it's been years now. Interesting to see her journey, but she's a fantastic expert, so definitely recommend. And in terms of the podcasts, the two that I always listen to, so these are kind of my go-to, it's a podcast called Over It and On With It by Christine Hassler, who is a master coach. Basically what she does, she brings a person and she coaches them on a podcast live. It's so insightful. Every episode is just mind-blowing. And the second one is by Natalie Bacon, Design Your Dream Life. She's also a life coach. She's a founder of a fantastic memberships community of Grow You, and she gives lots of insights and value as well. It's a lot about mindset, about finances, about your thoughts, so definitely go listen to that.
Did you say design your free life?
Design your dream life.
Dream, that makes much more sense. I'm thinking, because you said dream and you said freedom, so I'm...
Yeah, free freedom.
And who do you think the next, who's an up-and-comer? Who do you think the next Elon Musk or Denise Coates, the CEO of Beck365, is going to be?
Ooh. So I'm going to answer this question a little bit differently, of course. Bank me. So I think that, you know, when we talk about Elon Musk, right, we kind of think about the person who is successful, who is making an impact, who is making a massive difference to our lives, to our countries, to the planet, maybe space now. So somebody who is really living and breathing their mission, their bigger purpose, I guess. And Elon Musk is somebody who is totally and completely self-actualized person, right? And if taking this meaning and understanding, I think anyone can be the next Elon Musk, but not everyone has to be. And what I mean by that is that everyone has the potential to become anything and everything that they want and everything that they desire and become completely self-actualized. And actually, I have a quote here that I wanted to kind of share with you about what self-actualization actually is, and what Abraham Maslow said about it is that what a man can be, he must be, and this need we call self-actualization, and it refers to man's desire for self-fulfillment, namely for the tendency for him become actually in what he is potentially, so to become everything one is capable of becoming. And if we take that sense, then absolutely everyone can be the next Elon Musk. But from the other side, as I mentioned, not everyone has to be, because all that potential in each of us is very, very different. Somebody has the potential to become a fantastic writer, maybe amazing runner or sportsman, or horse rider, or makeup artist, whoever it is that, you know, we want to be. And it all comes back to knowing who you are, your personality, what are your inclinations, what do you enjoy, what brings you energy, what puts you in a flow state.
I love that idea, and it's interesting, the language actually there. It's your potential. So Victoria can be the most Victoria person that she can be.
Yes.
You know, JOD can be the most JOD person you can be. And I think the more that you actually lean into yourself, self-actualization is the, you know, is the term you use there. I think that's the better. So rather than actually think about how can I be the best podcaster or best YouTuber or best, you know, life coach, career coach, it's actually how can I be the best me. And then the actual, like, the self-actualization will come through. Because I bet Musk doesn't think of himself as a, you know, a car manufacturer or a space explorer. He's just like, no, he's just being me. He's just kind of fulfilling his own thing. I really like that take on it, Victoria. That's really really unique. Thank you.
Thank you. And just to talk about Elon Musk, look at any of his interviews. When he talks about what he does, his face, his eyes lit up. He's so passionate about what he does. He definitely doesn't think about, oh, how am I going to make it better than Jeff Bezos, or, you know, put a better rocket and send people to Mars. But he thinks about, wow, what's interesting for me? What do I want to do? What's my passion? What's my interest? What can I bring? What can I do?
Yeah, I bet it'd be terrifying to work for.
He's horrible to work for. Have you read his biography? It's awful.
Absolutely terrible. Awesome. Listen, Victoria, where can people find you online? What's the best way to follow your journey?
So you can connect with me on Instagram. It's at Viktoria.Galitsi. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. You can just find me by my name. And of course, there's the website where you can find everything that I have to offer, ViktoriaGalitsi.com. There is a training vault available as well, where all the trainings will be. You can find some interesting things to do. They're absolutely free. Anyone can go and do them. And I've got an inspiration email going out every Thursday as well. So if you'd like some inspiration and would like some more with some interesting quotes and behind the scenes and all the insider information that I don't publish anywhere else, feel free to subscribe. You can also find that on the website.
Wonderful. Victoria, that's great. Thanks for that. There we have it. Viktoria Galitsi is a career coach who helps people change careers so they can live meaningful and fulfilling lives without losing balance in their life. She managed to get her first customer through MLM, selling aloe vera. Felt it was very salesy, but certainly taught her some valuable skills for her career.
Yeah.
Victoria's favorite app is Canva, as most people say, I think, at the moment. It's a great app. Her most recommended book, Victoria cheated, chose 3. The Millionaire Fastline by MJ DeMarco, The Inside Out Approach by Michael Neal, and Shantaram by as yet author unknown. We will put that in the show notes. Victoria loves watching Vanessa Lau on YouTube, the social media expert, and on podcasts like listening to Christine Hasler's Over It and On With It podcast and Natalie Bacon's Design Your Dream Life podcast. She thinks that we should be keeping an eye on everyone. Everyone has the potential to be the next Elon Musk, but not everyone has to be. Lean into yourself, self-actualization. Think about your own potential. I absolutely love that, Victoria. And you can find out more about Victoria and the work that she does by heading to her website, ViktoriaGalitsi.com. That's ViktoriaGalitsi.com, and also by following on LinkedIn and Instagram. I'll put all the notes in the show notes below. Victoria, thank you for joining us today on the JOD Pod.
Thank you so much, James. It's been such a pleasure.
Awesome. And thank you for joining us today on the JOD Pod for our interview with Victoria. To ensure you don't miss out any of these episodes, play the YouTube game. You know what to do. Hit subscribe, bang the bell, hit the like thumb, and leave a comment. Ask a question of Victoria. If you're stuck, if you're thinking about changing careers, if you're looking to be self-actualized, I'm sure Victoria can point you in the right direction. Drop a comment below, ask a question, and I can pretty much guarantee that myself or Victoria, well, Victoria will answer all of them. And if you want to ask me a question as well, I'll answer them. Please be inspired by what Victoria's been building over the last couple of years. Go and build something yourself. Inspire the next generation of people that are coming through by the energy and focus that you put into your work. Thanks for joining us today on the JOD Pod. If you enjoyed this interview, why don't you check out some of these other interviews that we've done on the JOD Pod. More inspirational CEOs, coaches, entrepreneurs, founders, and authors. I'm sure there's something here that will inspire you to build something new.